All right, so yeah, this is panels about celebrating Adventure Time's legacy, and just remembering it, and just discussing like the show in general. Um, I do have some notes here about what I wanted to talk about.
And
but,
this person talking right now is PaleoSteno.
Yeah, I'm PaleoSteno. I do like movie reviews and cartoons about stuff, and
Says it right here. Ooh, we'll be auctioning off this wonderful piece of paper.
And my name is Saberspark, and I'll
Yeah.
be accompanying Paleo here.
yeah,
Okay.
and I actually got you to watch Adventure Time.
Yeah, I kind of. It's funny because I do cartoons on YouTube and talk about that stuff. And Adventure Time was a show where I like got to a certain like midway point. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit too weird and quirky and just off for me at this point. I'm done. And then I stopped watching. I know it got much better. And also I think that was on me. That was my attitude going into it. And some shows I had the same attitude with. But then you had a similar attitude as well.
Yeah, because I think it was with a lot of people, and also just the network in general that kind of stopped like advertising it a bit.
and how they switched their content over to live action
Yeah.
on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Destroy, build, destroy.
Well, I don't mean that, because like Adventure Time is like one of the shows, along with regular show, that kind of saved it from that.
True.
But
That's true,
I'm talking about when they stopped sort of advertising new episodes of Adventure Time. So not a lot of people knew it was like still getting new episodes.
Okay.
But they still like got more new merchandise. Like there was like new games all the time. Even last year there was a new game that came out.
Well, you told me
Yeah.
that Adventure Time is one of the few properties on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it's like Powerpuff Girls and Adventure Time has like the most merchandise out of any show on Cartoon Network.
When that happens for a network, they're like, yes, now we can make some real money.
Yeah, that's why Nickelodeon like plays SpongeBob so much.
Yeah, because there are shows like Invader Zim and Rocco and Doug where you watch it and it's good, but it's not very strong on the merchandise front. Then you got Disney,
it's
who's
only
like laughs and waltz, and they make $1 million a second with Mickey Mouse plushies.
Nickelodeon relies a lot on nostalgia.
Yes.
For their merchandise.
They do that as like
Yeah.
Twitter advertising, as a matter of fact, where it's like, remember Doug? And do you?
Do they even like own Doug?
No,
because
it belongs to Disney.
it went to Disney. Yeah.
It got like neutered by Disney, and it was like, how'd you make Doug even more boring? No, I'm not saying the original was bad. It was just a very mellowed out show, but then they made it even more so, which I'm like, how'd you do that?
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the origin of Adventure Time.
Go for it.
'cause
Let's
I
hear
remember
it.
like seeing the pilot of it back in like 2007 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I thought I was like, this is super weird and like interesting.
Because
And-
it was Frederator that
Yeah.
worked on it. Oh, shoot. Okay, so talk about how Nickelodeon busted that one up.
Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't take the pilot because they thought it was too weird.
Yeah, Nickelodeon had a chance to take the show and air it on their channel, and they were like...
And I'm glad it didn't because it
Twice they turned it down.
I'm glad it didn't because it probably would have only gotten 2 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who made the show?
Huh?
Who made Adventure Time?
Pendleton Ward.
Okay, tell us a bit
Yeah.
about him.
So yeah, he worked on Flapjack before, which a lot of like cartoonists worked on Flapjack. Like J.G. Quintel, Alex Hirsch worked on Flapjack. Like even some of the pony writers
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
know. Yeah.
It was
So-
a good, that happens a lot where you find a show that's like the breeding ground for future creators and where they can really sharpen their teeth. And you're like, oh, that's whether the show's successful or not. In Flapjack's case, it was, it's a good show, it just didn't blow up. It was like, okay, that was a show, moving on.
Yeah, there was only so much you could do with Flapjack in that setting. Where with Adventure Time, one thing I really love about it is the sandbox aspect, where like anything could happen in that world of Ooh.
Well, you said it's a lot like a D&D campaign.
Yeah, because like a lot of the writers are very inspired by D&D. They would talk about like stories that they would make up with D&D and do it and make it in Adventure Time. Because like even when they go into like dungeons and stuff, there's like monsters from D&D.
Wasn't there a joke about like how like Finn didn't roll a die to like
Roll for initiative.
something
or what?
like that? There was like a die like rolling joke that was pretty good. I can't recall. I sound lame right now talking about.
Or
it.
it was talking about Ice King. It was like, no, Ice King's evil. Or is he neutral?
Is he chaotic neutral? I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's kind of cool to see, like, because I just recently got into D&D, and I'm starting to see again, like I see the inspirations of what you're trying to do, and how this open world of like fantasy and a little bit of sci-fi all comes together in this quirky, weird nature, but while also, it's appealing to the kids in that regard. but then you've got some serious like morals in the show where it's like life and death and depression and growing up and having kids and putting things behind you and what lies ahead of you, and it's very mature for the audience that it airs to.
Yeah. And one thing I was going to bring up about when Cartoon Network wasn't really advertising the show that much, it was also when I got out of the show during season 6, which I think a lot of people did because the popularity kind of like tanked for a bit.
Yeah. Check, please.
Yeah. And it was kind of like the storyline with like Finn's dad and stuff, which looking back on it and rewatching it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Some people would argue it is, but I still really like the show as a whole. Though there are some episodes that I remember the episode that actually got me to stop watching it because I was just angry at how dumb it was.
What happened? What episode?
It was the episode like chips and ice cream. That was the episode.
Elaborate.
Yeah, there was like these two weird like these weird like puppet things, but they were like living and they were lived in the ears of this rabbit.
Okay.
It was so weird, and I was like, this is almost too weird for me. And then I rewatched it recently. I was like, oh, maybe I was just being kind of like.
Well, that
weird
kind
about
of
it.
I relate. I'm not sure if anybody else in the audience can relate, but like there was a certain kind of humor in the 2000s and late 2000s where it's like uber quirky weirdness for the sake of being out there kind of humor, and I kind of saw that with like Napoleon Dynamite. And like I wouldn't say that's kind of
because that was in a time where I was like more invested in the overarching story stuff that was going on in Adventure Time.
Did you realize there was one going on?
Yeah, I knew there was one because that was with the storyline with Finn's dad.
Okay.
But then I started to appreciate the more like slice of life and the like humorous ones and ones that were like very experimental. Like one of my favorite episodes is from season 7, Hall of Egress, where like
what
Finn,
happens in that?
Finn goes into this dungeon, and the only way to get through it is if he has his eyes closed.
Okay.
So he has to like try to find a way out, and then even if he gets out and the incorrect way, if he opens his eyes, he starts back at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Finn's the adventurer, always up for like going on a trip and seeing the monsters he can slay, and again very D&D inspired. Like, what's gonna go happen today? Okay, well here's our encounter. So Adventure Time ended with its finale.
Yeah, it did have a finale. They did want more seasons, but Cartoon Network said no.
So the network said no.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But it's not like the best finale, but I think
in light of Game of Thrones.
Oh
is
yeah,
the best finale.
It's better than Game of Thrones.
I'm like maybe it was pretty damn good. That's generous of you.
Yeah, because like the entire season was like.
Okay, we'll go back to Adventure Time.
Yeah.
But the finale was like a TV movie, correct?
Yeah, it was like a 44-minute special.
Okay, give us a rundown of that then. How did they?
So I won't give it like anything away or anything.
No spoilers. Is there anybody in the audience who hasn't seen it yet? Well, who in the audience are like the die-hard Adventure Time fans? Okay, they're here. Who in the audience like just showing up for fun, not sure what we're talking about? Okay, yeah, we see you. What's up? What's up? Thank you for being here. All right, we'll talk about the finale just as far as just touching on it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's like a few recurring antagonists in the show, and then for the last season they sort of had the antagonist of Uncle Gumball, like a relative of Princess Bubblegum, but not really a relative because she created him. It's weird.
Watch the show.
it's yeah. But the finale, they were facing like all the antagonists and trying to start this sort of war thing, but then it didn't really turn into a war. It was more like versing the forces of evil, like Star.
It was. They had some twists and turns here and there.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing to take away is the show was completed.
Yeah.
Like there was a finale that was satisfying.
One thing I was disappointed that never happened was the movie that they said, oh yeah, we're going to be making an Adventure Time movie.
When was that? When did they
in 2015 is when they announced it.
I doubt it. The show's over.
Yeah.
I I think it's derivative if they do it from this point
Yeah,
on.
because at that point they announced that we're going to be doing like a straight video thing for the regular show movie, which came out.
Yeah.
And then a theatrical movie for Adventure Time, but that never happened. And I heard that apparently they wanted to do a TV special for the Orgalorg
Really?
thing with like Gunter being Orgalorg. But that would just came into like the episodes.
So this kind of gives a little bit of insight of what kind of show we're dealing with. So
It's very weird.
For those who haven't seen Adventure Time, raise your hands. I want to see you. All right, raise your hands if you have not seen Adventure Time. On the surface, I mean, do you know the characters of Finn and Jake? What when you see the show, what are your first impressions of the characters? Like, okay, you see some kid holding a sword and some yellow cartoony dog. What do you think? Like, this looks innocent enough, right? This looks cute, fun for the family. What can go wrong? There's a character that's like an ancient demon god of like before time, and then there's one called the Lich that like absorbs like the.
His sole purpose is destruction.
Yeah, it's like again, it's like Cthulhu,
The destruction of
Lovecraftian
life.
stuff.
Yeah.
And again, it's like you walk into the show, it's like, oh, this is cute. Let's put my kid in front of the TV. Mom, who's Cthulhu? Which they don't say Cthulhu on the show, but still, like it's like the show's got some deep themes and touches on it, and and in a way where I don't like. Yeah, kids will be lost in it sometimes, but not to the point where it's. Well, what are you giggling
No,
at?
I was looking at my notes. I was like discussing about like favorite characters, and like Ice King is such a great character. Yeah.
I think he's actually more of a main like.
Yeah, mention the thing about like YouTuber.
Okay. There was a meme that was posted on Twitter. It's pretty good. So as of late, there's been some YouTube drama. As of late, and a common theme you see these YouTubers do is to do
apology videos.
Apology video, and there was a scene from Adventure Time that perfectly summarizes the attitude of these YouTuber. Like, I feel like I should pull up the video and show it.
Like...
Hold tight. Talk to the audience. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to hold it up, and you can see, and I'll hold it to the microphone so you can hear yourself.
But
right?
the whole thing with Ice King and Simon is, like, tragic, but Ice King's also a really hilarious character.
Fantastic. Tom Kenny's the guy who does SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Is the voice of Ice King. Did I say Tom Kenny?
Yeah, Tom Kenny.
Okay. I thought it was like Kenny Rogers for a second.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm looking up on YouTube. His Twitter video sucks.
Yeah, but and there's also that episode where Ice King is just like roommates with Finn and Jake for a while, and he just stays with them. It's like, oh, the Ice King has been rebuilt for a while. I was just staying with you guys.
Oh yeah, he's got that big old like coat, and you think he's like kind of on like the larger side.
Yeah, he fluctuates.
He's ripped. He takes his jacket off and he's like shredded, and it's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Like, oh no, I'm shredded, man.
Oh no, dude, I'm ripped. Here, keep talking. It's been hiding.
I think it's about their Ice King moments because they're great. Oh yeah, when like the Lich takes over Princess Bubblegum and she becomes that giant monster, and then like she's frozen, and then she like falls over and it cracks, and then Ice King's like, I didn't do it. I didn't kill her this time. Yeah, it's great.
I can't find it, but basically,
you can't find
it. That wasn't it either. Oh god, that's not it either. Okay, basically the video is like Ice King crying in front of a camera.
I thought you tweeted it.
Did I tweet it?
Did you retweet it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. We'll take one more dip. I don't want to like get too off like by not focusing on the actual panel itself. I tried to. I couldn't find it, but I don't. Here, I'm gonna find it. Dang it! Now it's personal.
Yeah,
Dang
just
it.
scroll.
Now it's personal. Yeah, I did retweet it. There's a Godzilla post. There's a bad meme. Okay, we're almost there. Something about Game of Thrones sucking. Another Godzilla post. A picture of my dog. Oh, guys, it's so hazy. He's like a 14-year-old poodle. His name's Lammy. He can't see. Yeah, he's still rocking. His 15th birthday's coming up. He is a champion. Oh my God, where's the photo? Video, guys.
Yeah, it was recent. It was
if I don't find it in the next 10 seconds, I'm gonna cry. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I can't find it.
Keep scrolling.
Did you retweet it?
I retweeted it too.
Talk to the audience. You got an itinerary.
So,
right. Well, here's a question. What are some other like moments in the show that were like not just funny, but actually meant something story-wise with a character arc or moral or a life lesson or something like that. Because we talked about that before. Like a big part of the show that I was surprised that they talk about this is existential drama of like death of everything.
Yeah, like one episode.
That's huge.
One episode that gets like really into it is Astral Plane, where like Finn is like sort of like doing this weird dream thing. This is like season 6, and he's just talking about life and like what's like the greatest creation or whatever.
What was the answer?
Yeah.
Was there one?
I don't know.
It was
I
my
forgot.
YouTube channel. It's awful. It's garbage. What did Pendleton Ward move off to afterwards? What's he doing now?
He did Bravest Warriors for a little bit, but I think somebody else is helming that right now.
That's by Fred Ritter as well. I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on Verve now. Which it changed animation styles, and I was like, it kind of took me by surprise. Yeah.
Which Rick and Morty's got a season coming out here later this year, as a matter of fact. So there's that. Season
Yeah,
4.
they renewed it for like a ridiculous amount of episodes or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they like renewed it for like 80 episodes or something like that.
I think what happened is the video itself got taken down.
Oh, well, we can describe it.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go and focus. Basically, it's Ice King. He's like going through this transformation. He's talking on a camera, and he's like apologizing in the camera. Because again, it's like YouTuber apology videos. Okay, bye. That really is how it is. Where these YouTubers ham
Okay,
it up.
bye.
Yeah, because they're like, but don't forget to subscribe. Like, comment. See y'all next time. Bro fist, whatever. That's how it goes. All right. The video's better though.
So yeah, one thing I did want to discuss before we have like questions from people is do you think a reboot is inevitable?
I hope not, actually. I'll leave it alone. I think it's a show where on its own it's perfect and no one can really give it justice.
I mean, Powerpuff Girls got a reboot,
and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's like Adventure Time's the other Cartoon Network show that gives them the most merchandise.
I mean, at the end of the day, these are companies, and they're not going to look at it as in like, oh, can we preserve the art and do it justice? Usually, they're going to go, can we make some goddamn money? And that will probably. So yeah, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. I hope not, though.
Yeah.
And if they do, I hope they bring back like it's one of those things. It's the same with the Disney remakes, where it's like, how can you make this? How can you justify this outside of money?
Yeah.
And usually it's like we can't. So we'll see. Rarely do they actually improve stuff, but when they do, I mean, there are exceptions. But oh my God, stop! All right, but I don't know. Well, what do you think? Do you think they're going to do it?
Maybe like 10 years down the line or something, or like 15 years, like after it's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Because like when did let's see, the Powerpuff Girls reboot came out in 2016. The last Powerpuff Girls episode was like 2005, I think. I think that's when it was. That was like.
Which that one kind of, I wouldn't say fizzled out, but it was not
Yeah.
really an
Yeah, because the last
movie.
2 seasons weren't quite as good as the first 4.
That also happened with Dexter. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just kind of fizzle out.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. But if you guys have any like questions that you want to
It's
ask,
a Q&A, Mike. You're
yeah.
welcome to stand up to it. We'll definitely hit every single person up. And even if it's something like eventually that's off topic from Adventure Time, we'll still answer it. Any questions about cartoons or YouTube or how to mortgage your house, please let us know. Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi.
So you kind of talked about the series finale for a little bit, and you said that it didn't exactly hit the mark. So my question is, what storylines with all of the like recurring characters do you think they didn't touch upon in Come Along With Me? I was personally disappointed, never understanding who Marceline's mom was.
Oh yeah, I would have loved an episode about that.
That should have been its
Yeah.
own standalone episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or series, perhaps.
But
Yeah.
other than that, is there anything that you thought they didn't really touch upon in that last episode?
It was
Too much.
the
too quickly.
last Fiona and Cake episode had this really weird thing where like the Ice King's thoughts were being projected as like this like TV signal where and this rabbit that was pretending to be Fiona was like, oh yeah, it's just an old cartoon show that used to air, and I was like, so are Fiona and Cake like real inside of Ice King's mind and they can like escape or something? It was weird.
I mean, because there are some things where, like, I believe in with like shows and movies, you don't have to explain everything. Sometimes just leave it to mystery. like a big part of why I love Mad Max Fury Road, is just kind of throw you into it. You don't need to know too much about what's going on. You kind of just pick it up as you go along with the ride, which is part of the experience. It's a very kinetic movie that way. For Adventure Time finale, though, that's a conclusion. It's wrapping things up, and it's a long series. I think the 45 minutes wasn't enough. I would have preferred it as a movie.
I would have preferred an hour or an hour and a half or something.
Because I thought like Finn in particular, kind of like, hey, you sit over here. We're gonna talk about like ice.
Yeah, because Finn wasn't in it that much.
He didn't have much of a bearing on the plot as much as for a main character whose name is in the title of the show. Like, he didn't really do too much, which it's fine because I get that Ice King and Betty and things like that. And how do you say his name? The red guy who's like Satan. Golb. Yeah. So that's Satan, but like
basically.
Well, no, I mean, Satan's more like, hey, I got a plan versus this guy who's like, I just exist. I'm chaos.
He's just chaos.
So, I mean, is there anything you feel like? Because I do like not to avoid spoilers, I do like how they kind of had like here's where it ended. 1,000 years from now, here's what's going on.
Yeah, and like Finn always has the reincarnations.
Yeah.
So
the show does a good job with continuity as well. Like I appreciate that they don't forget things. They're like, oh, good job, you did your homework. So I mean, is there anything in particular you feel? Oh, there was a scene that killed me where there was like an explosion and they had that worm going, check please, which was like, I'm like, yep, this show it holds up.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Hello. Is that Rudy from Chalk Zone on your shirt?
No, it's my logo.
I like your logo. It's a good one.
Thank you. And I like your videos.
Thank you.
So, as a casual Adventure Time viewer, I haven't really watched it past, I think, season 3. But every time I watched it, I was always fascinated with all these characters and just how massive this world is. So, do you think, and when you walk around, you don't see people just cosplaying as the main characters. They cosplay as side characters, villains. Just
Princess Bubblegum, Marceline.
Yeah. So, do you think Adventure Time owes a lot of its success to just this massive world it created and all these characters?
I think so, yes. Because like the sandbox nature of it is like, very, since it is D&D inspired, it's like, oh yeah, we can go on like any kind of adventure that we want in this world. So that's what I really appealed to, gave it appeal to me, was when I first saw the pilot for it. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great cartoon. But I never expected it to be like as big as it was for the network. So
Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you. We good?
He was in front of me, but he...
It's all good. If you don't have one for now, it's fine. If you want to sit down, just chill. Or if you have one later, you can always get back online. Do your thing. We'll talk to you later. Hey, what's up?
Hi, sorry my voice is kind of gone right now after it's
You sound like
days.
Buttercup from Powerpuff Girls a bit, actually. It's cool. That's a compliment.
That's fair. Okay. I think something a character's not talked about enough is the Cosmic Owl. And the and the whole episode with him finding a girlfriend.
yeah, and when it was Gunter like dreaming.
Wasn't
it was
there
so
also,
weird.
Were they like hanging out in a hot tub at the same time?
Yeah, with Prismo.
Yeah, Prismo.
Yeah.
I love it. Again,
Yeah, Prismo's great.
You know, does anybody watch Binging with Babish? He did one where they made like Prismo's pickles or whatever, which he like apparently nailed it and made these fantastic like garlicky pickles. But yeah, they're like these cosmic entities that control time and space, and they're like, hey, let's go hit up the hot tub. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, for the Cosmic Owl though, I mean, what did he control?
Yeah, like he was like a wishmaster.
Okay.
So like he granted wishes, but it was like a monkey paw.
Didn't
wish.
he also
because he said like monkey's paw after like Jake wished that thing.
But-
And yeah, that's
No,
why
Jake
Jake always wishes for a sandwich.
Yeah, whenever Jake has a wish for anything, it's...
Wait, I thought Prismo was the Wishmaster.
Wait, no, Prismo is the...
Yeah, Prismo's
Co-
wish.
Cosmic,
Cosmic
the Cosmic
Owl.
Owl wasn't a Wishmaster.
What is
Yeah.
What is
I'm saying Prismo is a wishmaster.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
say Cosmic Owl. What is Cosmic Owl exactly? I forget. Wasn't he like...
He
That's
goes
what
into
I'm
dreams.
asking.
He goes into dreams, and whatever happens to those dreams comes true.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. There's a lot
Yeah.
in the show, and it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
As you can see from me. But,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like when they brought up the Cosmic Owl, it seemed like he was going to be like a big thing, and then he was like, And later they were like, oh, he has a girlfriend now. We're not going to talk about him for another couple seasons. And I was like,
Yeah.
who is this dude?
It's weird how shows do that times where they hint at something big. And, oh. I bring it back to Game of Thrones where they talk about like the prince who was promised or Azor Ahai, or however you say that name.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. We're not going to talk about that.
But
And
in
it's
that
like, oh,
episode,
thanks.
in that episode, it was a premonition for Orgalord.
Okay.
Because like
Oh,
he
yeah.
went into Gunter's dream and like they went into Princess Bubblegum's dream, and it was like how they could take over.
That's
the-
right. That's
yeah,
right.
the,
That's
get
right.
the rocket ship to go. Up.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Talking. My favorite character is Tree Trunks.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. That girl can get it. There was. I love the episode. I love. Oh my god! Again, it's a kids show, and she's been through like four husbands. And there was like an episode where she got married, Mr. Pig, and the episode starts off with her going, "I want a divorce."
Yeah, I was like, I want to, and there's a knock at the door, and then there's Sweet Pea there.
The baby.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, this changes everything." So it's great that you see them get married an episode before, and then the next episode, I want a divorce, and it's like, and also there's an episode.
Oh
where,
yeah, her space husband.
yeah, she's like dating a bunch of aliens, and at the end of the episode, you have the alien in her room. She's in the bed with Mr. Pig, her husband, and the alien's talking to Tree Trunks, and then Mr. Pig wakes up, and Tree Trunks is like, "Oh, Mr. Pig, this is my space husband," and they hold hands. So yeah, she can get it.
She also got captured by like crystal warriors that one time.
Was that?
The crystal people.
Oh yeah. She's
Yeah.
taken
Into
over
the
by them.
crystal dimension.
Or how about when she hates Princess Bubblegum, and she made like
Yeah.
a protest sign in glue, and she dumps glitter, and she goes, sorry, and then it said fascist in the glitter. So yeah, again, the show knows itself.
Yeah. Also, one more question.
Yeah.
The Graybles,
Oh, the Graybles. Yeah.
right? What y'all's thoughts on those? Because there was a few.
Do people not like those?
We did, but I feel some people thought they were like maybe like.
Give a
unnecessary
rundown for
towards the
folks who don't
plot.
know about the Graybles.
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, Graybles are basically like little short stories in the show that go throughout the kingdom, or the land of Oo. And
Who's telling them? Who is that guy?
Yeah. Oh, he's 1,000 years in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
this narrator who's telling stories about like the stories that happen in Land of Oo, like you said.
Yeah. And you see like visions of the future of like what's going to happen.
And
we
there's
actually
themes in the
yeah,
episode.
and we actually like see like that future in the finale. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Continuity.
there's themes in the episode. There's like a theme where it's like you thought it was going to be like taste,
sense-
but
senses.
but then it's like, oh no, it's your fingers.
Yeah, they had us good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, this is a bit of a spoiler question.
No spoilers as far as like
Okay.
context with the show, if that's cool.
Oh yeah, I'm just want to talk about Princess Bubblegum and Marceline being a couple.
Okay, it's a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's
mean
fine.
that was kind of implied for a long
Yeah,
time.
okay, so for those that don't know,
yeah,
I
it
guess-
really was implied.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess at a certain point, Thanos got married to Darkseid. I don't know.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah. Now it's like LPG cartoons. What are your overall thoughts on it?
It's cool. Let's give
Yeah.
representation.
Yeah,
and
like-
even like rewatching the show, you can see like certain moments, even in season 1, actually, with the episode Henchman, where like Marceline's like says hi to Finn and Marceline because it seems like they had some history together.
Yeah,
where she's like, hi Finn, hi Marceline.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have a history together.
All I ask for is good writing, and those two have had it from the very start. You see their relationship, and like you said, it's implied they had something. They have mixed feelings, and then you see it can come full circle, and they are together, and that's cool. Again, good writing. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, no, as far as
don't
it's like-
pander. Just give me some good writing.
Not like Fortron season 7 or 8.
What's that?
I mean Fortron, the last 2 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
the Legend Defender, where they kind of implied that.
Oh yeah,
Adam-
Jax would know about
Yeah,
that.
she was gay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. What's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Anyway, remember what you guys were talking about them remaking it in a couple years? At the
Yeah.
very end of the finale, well, not the very end, they were at the beginning too, but the mouse and that
Oh yeah,
He's-
Shermie and what's the other one's name?
Shelby.
No, not Shirley.
Shelby's the worm.
Shirley's the worm.
Shermie and
I don't know her name.
what was the other one's name?
I can't recall. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, who cares? But like you said, like they remake and you know, like a lot of franchises at the very end of the movie or show, like they give like new characters or a new scene to push like a new spin-off or whatever for those characters. You guys think that in like a couple years they would use those characters for a spin-off?
I'm
or
not
anything?
sure.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I do doubt it because like those would only be recognizable to the
Hardcore
fans,
fans.
yeah, hardcore fans. But
fan.
they could make it its own thing. But it would be interesting to see like that future that they're in. But I think like the
Finn
character.
and Jake are too recognizable as for branding and merchandising. Because I guarantee some executive from Cartoon Network is going to go, no, we want to keep the dog and the kid because people can see that and go, oh, it's that one cartoon. I like that. Versus, hey, what's this, a spin-off? Is this a rip-off? See, it's, again, money. But maybe the show could touch on it. Though. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They might not even do one at all. So we'll see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
My question's more of a statement than a question,
Fire
but
away.
just sort of referring to what you guys said earlier about how you doubt Adventure Time will come back anytime soon. I think more what is a testament to that is the dumbification of children's cartoons over the years. I mean, at least
I
growing
disagree,
up-
but
You
go ahead,
disagree.
continue.
I mean, children's cartoons, not cartoons that are specifically made for mid-teens to adults. I'm talking like Teen Titans Go and stuff. That's meant for children.
I disagree.
You watch Teen Titans Go?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, well, I can't argue if you like.
I'm not having to go at you, by the way. I just think that like there are definitely some dumb shows, but at the same time, like Teen Titans Go had a slow burn for me. At first, I'm like, screw this. But I realized my dislike for Teen Titans Go was how much it was being aired. And how it's being shoved down your throat.
Yeah,
and then
I
I paced it and watched it on my own time online. I'm like, okay, there's some pretty smart humor here. I don't love all the fart and butt jokes because I'm just like, it's kind of crass. Kids
Yeah.
love it. But then there's some smart, like the movie we watched.
Yeah, I like the movie.
The movie was smart. There's a scene where they're like, they save Batman's parents to prevent him from becoming a hero.
Oh, yeah.
Then they realize they screwed up the timeline. And then their montage to recorrect it, you see them push his parents into the alleyway and see a bunch of gunfire, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
They murder his parents.
They murder his parents. So
I think that show's gotten better, honestly. I didn't dislike it at first either, but that's aside from the point, I guess. It's just like I found a lot of shows as of recently have been going more towards crass humor.
That's fair.
Particularly on Nickelodeon, if that's my own opinion. But I think eventually these things will come back because I remember being a kid, and at least maybe this is my own bias, but I remember a lot of shows had some hidden themes that really sort of help you with who you are. I mean, if you watch like TV that much as a kid, that really develops your mind when you have a lot to think about. When it's just, haha, guess I got to go to bed, and I have nothing on my mind at that point, nothing to think about.
it's weird because like I was been doing a lot of research about like networks and how they develop content. Because like kid content in particular is like the redheaded stepchild in the entertainment business, and it's interesting because back in the '90s. They were like, let the men do sports and give the women kids entertainment. And that's why Nickelodeon got like a really awesome team of like these ladies who are like, well, screw it. We're going to make this awesome. And we're going to have like creator-driven shows with like Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy and Doug and see what we can do with this stuff. And I forget her name. Oh, I think it's like something. I forget. I'm going to do a video about this soon. But there was a lady who was like basically like in charge of like as the president or the CEO of Nickelodeon like programming, and she just destroyed it, and in the sense of like just crushing it with good shows that made Nicktoons and put Nickelodeon on the map. So like there are shows with people who go, no, it's going to be more than just fart jokes.
Yeah.
Some will get under the radar. Some shows will do it. Kids will see because I have some nieces and I'll watch them watch Minions and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hear one argument about the quality of Adventure Time, especially when it was going on, is that it uses like gross out humor too much. But compared to like a lot of the cartoons I see now, I'm like, no, it don't.
Yeah.
Fanboy and Chum Chum.
What's that?
Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Well, the thing is, like, and even Rugrats is guilty of some, well, not some, a lot of poo-poo, but, humor.
What you were saying earlier about how Nickelodeon turned down Adventure Time, they turned it down in favor of Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Yeah.
They took Fanboy and Chum Chum. It was a decision to take that show over Adventure Time.
It's weird, because Fanboy and Chum Chum, I want to go back and rewatch it, because I feel like it's that mindset you go into, and I don't think Fanboy and Chum
No, I
Chum
watched
Chum
it
is...
as a kid, and I was all open ears for that. It looked kind of good, but
Man, I feel old. When I was a kid, ugh.
I mean, I'm 19, so
Well-
I was like 13 when it came out, I think.
Here's a funny story. So my buddy, we went to do. This is kind of off, talking about, I guess, growing up quickly. We went to the trampoline park during New Year's about 2 years ago, and we went to this little section of the trampoline so you can play dodgeball. And there were some kids playing in there, like 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds, whatever. And we were like, hey, can we get in there and play? And they go, well, how about this? It's us kids versus you, the parents. And I was like, no, God, it's happening. So, we all get older, I suppose. But no, I mean, I hear you. Good point.
Thank you. By the way, remember when Gumball blew up a lemon and Lemon Grab?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unmake me. Hello.
Hello. All right. So you know the last episode where Ooh got split up into the 4 different sections with the elements.
Oh, elements.
That
yeah.
was a great series. Oh my god.
Whenever I was going through and watching how each section was played out, watching how the characters reacted with whatever happened, my mind was going, all right, these seem like mental issues because I'm edgy. Like depression, codependency, etc. I want to know what your opinions on that is, and if I'm just being an edgy little kid.
No, that seems like what they're trying to represent there.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like yeah, there are deeper themes. I
Yeah,
totally
because like
noticed them.
with the Fire Kingdom, like it got like super angry.
So yeah, and maybe like
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I feel like I need to rewatch it and see with that lens on. Maybe I wouldn't put it again. Adventure Time's a show where they do that. They talk about mental illness as well. Like, wasn't there an episode where Finn was just like, "I'm done adventuring. I'm tired. I'm depressed. I can't do it." I'm trying to recall which one that was. And I also want to make sure I'm not fabricating.
Was he depressed about like bubblegum or what?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Or he got ditched by Bubblegum, and like they were trying to rebound him. And he's like, "I don't feel like adventuring anymore." Or whatever.
Yeah.
And he turns into Davy, like with the mustache.
Oh my God!
yeah, that's
that's
right.
because he was like tired of being like recognized all the time. Yeah.
So I think there could be some validity to what you're saying. I need to personally go back and rewatch it. But cool point. I make something to think about.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. I actually haven't really watched a whole lot of Adventure Time, but the reason I didn't watch it all the way through, because I love cartoons, and I only got through like part of season 1, and the reason I couldn't stick with it is because because of the constant fluctuation between really plot-driven episodes and really not plot-driven
Yeah.
episodes. And that, I think, is why they couldn't grab a wider audience and like keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the most popular Cartoon Network shows for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But towards the end, like, well, they did stop advertising it. Which
Yeah, but towards the end, they started doing mostly like plot-driven.
So,
Yeah.
it was a lot of shows kind of happened like in like 2010, 11, 12, and 13 where you start seeing things like Steven Universe where it's like, see, this is a problem nowadays. I see these cutie shows that start up like, oh, those are cute characters and a little entourage of side characters, and I'm like, I'm waiting to die here in 5 seasons where they're like talking about the depression and the end of the universe or something. Like this happens with shows nowadays, which is like, you know, Gravity Falls has a little bit of a story. Well, not a bit. It has a storyline with it's a bit more serious themes or whatever. But like
Star Versus,
Destroyed Me.
regular show. That's all. That's it. That's all that's ever made. Continue. I'm sorry.
No worries. I guess like looking back at it, what do you think? Because like I know it turned off some other viewers because when I've talked to people about it, they're like, yeah, that's why I didn't watch it either. Do you think that there's something that could have been changed or a different way that it could have been presented? Because I think for a lot of people it was presented as LOL so random, RAR XD, like woo, all over the place type of thing.
Woo.
Woo. But the plot was really interesting, and I feel like a lot of people missed it.
I think Slice of Life is easier to get into because it's not as because if you miss episode 1, then you're already lost in episode 2. So I think they kind of like started to pepper in some like world building, some overall.
The thing is, like,
stories.
if you're not attached to the characters and don't care about like them as like people themselves, like, because with the Adventure Time characters, they're the characters I just want to like hang out with.
Well, characters are
Yeah.
it can be argued that characters are like the most important part of a show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
The Office, they were saying like the reason why people loved it so much is it's the characters. It's a character-driven show. Everything
Yes.
about it falls and dies on the characters. So like I guess the slice of life stuff for Adventure Time early on to get you hooked on the
Yeah.
characters, what makes them tick, what do they like, things like that. And then they started doing like, hey, let's get some world building, some overall or overarching plots,
Yeah.
I suppose. But they teach their own. Some folks, I mean, again, like I turned off to it after a few seasons, but then I returned to it.
Yeah, I actually think I'm gonna rewatch it because of this panel.
Awesome. And thank you for the question.
Cool.
Hello again.
Hey, I have a lot to say about Adventure Time.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I actually have 2 questions for you.
18 minutes left, I believe. So we're
Okay,
good.
cool. These are just
good.
what's your favorite thing, so it's
Okay,
fine.
let's hear it.
First one, what's your favorite alternate dimension where Finn loses his arm? Because it's like pretty obvious that that's a constant theme. It's like faded for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like rewatching it now, and the first one that I noticed where Finn actually loses his arm is in Pui, where he like turns into a pillow person.
Oh yeah.
That's also the first time
Oh.
you see the crazy
Oh, Gulb,
glob
yeah.
Gulb.
Who's
Gulb,
just there?
which
like,
is
he
not
tried-
Yeah, he's-
Glob, by the way.
Yeah.
Glob has 4 faces, you know, related to
Yeah.
Magic Man.
Glob is
Different-
dead.
I thought the Glob was
He was like,
orbiting something.
yeah, he was like orbiting. Yeah, and like Magic Man is his brother. It's so weird.
It's weird. Yeah, like Mars has a civilization, and Abraham
That's
Lincoln
another.
is like
That's another character. That's like.
president.
That's another character that went through a certain arc. Like Magic Man, like worked with Betty, and then they switched, like hats.
Well, I
So-
remember when Magic Man like did something. And he's like, "Why'd you do this? Cause I'm a jerk." And just
Yeah.
disappears. But there's like one where Finn is just like a normal little boy, like in a world where he's
Finn
just
the human.
Yeah.
Farm World.
Yeah.
Yeah, Farm World. So I like that because
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to see, like, because you get the contrast of like ooh, and then like what is basically closer to our timeline of Earth.
Yeah.
There is a certain episode. I think it was the finale of like the 2-parter in season 2, where Finn in the beginning he's imagining like what he wants to be, and he has like a metal
He's, like,
arm.
yeah,
he's like so
really
buff, and they actually use that in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During his basically rematch against the Lich King, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a moment where like Finn was like inside Jake and Jake transformed?
Oh yeah, the Jake suit.
No, but there's one where like he like morphed and then Finn just like.
Oh yeah, like Jake went over him to make a car. He's like, "Meow," and Finn's like,
like disturbed from
Saw
it.
that one yesterday.
What about you?
Oh yeah, the pillow people.
Pillow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought they totally like wrapped that up really well. Continuity. Second question though, who do you think is the most powerful being in Oo? Because there's like Glob, who you say like, oh my
Yeah.
Glob, you think that's
Oh my God.
the most powerful person in the world, but then Glob dies, and then there's the big red thing at the end. I always forget.
Yeah,
It's Gulb,
Yeah.
Gulb, and then the Lich and Princess Bubblegum's got all these crazy powers. Like, who do you think is the most powerful person in Oo?
I mean, Golb almost seems like he's just.
well, if you sing,
Marceline.
Well, I know, but like, I see Golb as like an.
Chuskus.
Marceline's dad,
Yeah.
not
Ghost. I'm the most powerful being. I am the Alpha and the Omega, or whatever. Hey, remember he like tried to make a rhyme and he
Yeah,
couldn't
he's
get it?
like,
I'll forget it. So I'd say Gold because he almost comes across, or it comes across as like this entity that's always has, always will, it just is.
Yeah.
And I dig that because it's not like Superman or something like that, or just an almighty villain. It's like it just is, and I like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't seem like it really has much of an agenda. It just is.
Yeah.
So, and outside of that, the Magic Man or Betty now,
Yeah.
like that's powerful and being able to like teleport and mess with people to that degree.
yeah. Prismo,
Prismo,
yeah,
yeah,
Prismo's, yeah. Though he's kind of stuck in that one place.
Didn't Prismo pulled off this maneuver where he brought himself back to life?
Yeah. Yeah.
That episode was hard to follow. Like, I was like, I didn't watch this again. Yeah, basically, yeah, you're right, it was.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. What I'm about to ask you guys is somewhat of a serious question.
Fire away.
And kind of complex. So I need everyone to please not say anything until I'm done asking it. And I really, really don't want anyone booing me here because what I'm about to ask is, well, again, kind of serious. So
Is it appropriate though, just to make sure?
Oh.
Because they'll cut you off if it's not appropriate. I'm just letting you know fair.
Well, I'll edit it a bit.
Okay.
All right. Okay. For this decade, the 2010s, I really think the original Cartoon Network shows, originally made ones, nothing DC related or anything like that. I think they have got to be Adventure Time, regular show, Steven Universe, and I suppose, admittedly, The Amazing World of Gumball. Not that much of a fan of that last one, but I can definitely tell it has its moments. My favorite episode being The Game.
Okay.
But that's basically the 2010 Cartoon Network quartet. I guess that's a bit of a play on words. It's catchy. But what fifth originally made Cartoon Network show would you say, here in the 2010s, I mean, would make that quartet a pentagon over the Garden Wall excluded? Because honestly,
In miniseries, yeah.
Dang.
that one is way too short for its own good. It's emotionally powerful, of course, and very amazing, but still.
Yeah. So a fifth, I'd say OKKO.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What?
That one had a nice something new. See a cosplay.
I mean, the Cartoon Network store downstairs has We Bear Bears out in front.
We Bear Bears.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, which one would you say between those two?
I thought you meant the Bears.
No. The Bears are cool, but between those two shows, which
Ice Bear's very cool.
Ice Bear is cool.
I'd say I'd probably pick OKKO for being a lot. I mean, of course, all these shows have their inspiration, but I like the universe of OKKO and what they've got going on. You see so much like anime, like influence, and it's good. I think that I have to give it. Though, like I have to say, also, We Bear Bears is like one of the most pleasant, most like comfortable.
It's comfy.
shows. Yeah, you can just sit there and be like, this would be a nice watch. Peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And that's good because honestly, I was kind of expecting you guys to say something like Clarence. I mean,
I
that's
actually think in defense of Clarence, I think it actually is misunderstood. Again, that one is another show that's a bit heavy on the poo-poo pee-pee humor and snot and fart. But I appreciate that show. I mean, you see his parents, his mom, and then his mom's boyfriend. That's kind of cool for representation because I mean, I come from a divorced family and seeing how I'm good, and you see how you see how like Clarence's mom's boyfriend and him click, and in like this kid realm of like kid. Oh shoot, have you seen? Sorry, segue. Craig of the Creek.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay,
yes.
We need to marathon that, you and I. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's some good stuff out there. I like this decade. It was a good decade.
all right.
I'm
Good.
getting old. I'm old Gandalf.
Oh, come on. I'm about to be 29 and a half years old, believe it or not.
Yeah,
So.
I'm right ahead of you, buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
Welcome
both,
to the Big 3-0 club.
yeah, we're both 30.
We're essentially on death's door, guys.
that is an over exaggeration,
I know,
all right?
I know. Thank you, youngster.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
No problem.
Hello.
Hey guys.
What's up? We got 10 minutes left, by the way.
All
so
right. So this is a controversial but appropriate one. And
Okay.
it's not exactly Adventure Time, but Cartoon Network.
All right.
You guys remember those live-action Cartoon Network TV shows?
Yeah.
All right. So what are your opinions on it, and would you like more of them?
I've met Andrew WK.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, we all did. So Andrew WK is like a rock star, and he did a show called like
Destroy, Build, Destroy.
Destroy, Build,
Yeah,
Destroy.
that was
It was kind of this weird trend. I think the Cartoon Network shows they were like trying to copy like, I think like things like MythBusters to a degree, where it's like let's just go outside and blow.
Dude,
things.
what would happen?
Dude, what would happen if we turned rocks into cell phones? And it was really they did that where they were like, so yeah, but like I mean, one sec. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But like, I think they were just testing things out because live action shows like that are a heck of a lot cheaper and quicker to make. They failed. Why? It's Cartoon Network. Why would you put that on Cartoon Network? So, and it was weird because that was kind of like the little low point before. It's like, okay.
But before like the Renaissance.
Yeah, Adventure Time and regular show and Steven Universe and things like that. They go, hey, get back up here. So the shows aren't terrible, but when you in relative to like what they had and what they currently have, it's like, yo, that was definitely a low point.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
the cartoons weren't that great either at the time, in my opinion. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Chowder.
Chowder.
Okay.
It's Chowder and Flapjack, and that was it.
Chowder and Flapjack. I mean, my gym partner's a monkey. You know, what's that? I know the guy who wrote on that show, M.A. Larson. He's an idiot. I hate him. I can say that because I love him. Love you, Mitch. But yeah, I don't know.
We'll see him soon.
We'll see him at a convention in Minneapolis, as a matter of fact.
So like, would you want them to come back if
Nope.
they were like better writing? All right.
Nope.
No.
Maybe if they put them on their website or something where it doesn't really infringe. But you know, I hope that Cartoon Network keeps pushing on the streaming stuff. I want to keep.
Yeah.
I'm done with TV, man. Dude, TV's been dead for years. I'm sorry. And Disney Plus is the nail in the coffin. All these other companies are jumping ship right now. They're gonna get.
Shows are dying because everybody's streaming it illegally online.
Yep. Pirating's gonna get a lot worse here soon. What's up?
All right. What do you guys feel about how do you guys feel about PB and Marceline's relationship? because a lot of my friends after the finale, they said only reason they put them together was because of the shipping online, the fan fiction, like that.
I disagree. Again, this is a show that had the writing was on the wall throughout the different seasons. Where even from
there's a scene where Marceline like has the shirt that she got from Bubblegum got the shirt from Marceline, where she's like, yes, she just sniffs it.
Yeah. Which kind of implies that she likes her, and because I think like in this current climate with like LGBT stuff, which is good to see get a representation, but it's like I want to see good writing like the
Adventure Time did it before Steven Universe.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
But like it's like in most, because if it's not good writing, it's just pandering then, and you're just kind of writing the trends. So PB and Marceline, I love it. I think it was satisfying to see come full circle. For those who just get back into Adventure Time, they might go, oh, that's pandering, or they're just following the fans.
Yeah.
Personally,
but if you watch it like all the way through, you can see it.
Yeah, because I got a chance to rewatch it from start to finish because it was online. And it was on Hulu, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I thought it was fine. Personally, I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I got my vampire girl and bubblegum. Hi.
Hello. I haven't watched all of Adventure Time because I don't know who was talking about it, but like the fluctuation between like the plot driven stuff and then like the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it for that reason, but then like when it got more into plot driven stuff, I was like, whoa, it's kind of getting.
See, to each their own.
Yeah. But aside from that, I had a question. Somebody said this earlier or mentioned it earlier, but who do you think would be the best characters to take from Adventure Time to like make into a spinoff like later on? Like what characters do you think would be best for a spinoff?
Like,
Marceline and Bubblegum?
Yeah, Marceline and Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Didn't they talk about that one time?
Yeah, because they're both like basically immortal.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
BMO deserves
Oh yeah, BMO.
His own cinematic universe. Marceline and Bubblegum, absolutely. Yeah. I'm all for that. I like how BMO like survived everything.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Oh hi. I started watching it at Adventure Time like when it started. But after a while, we did with the plot stuff, the fluctuating schedules in high school. I kind of fell out of it. I did see the finale. That's where I get coming from. So my question is, what are your favorite songs in Adventure Time?
Favorite songs?
I forgot.
Good question.
I forgot to mention that.
That's a big part of
it.
Yeah. Rebecca Sugar wrote a song.
Yeah, Rebecca Sugar wrote like a lot of the music in Adventure Time. Yeah.
She made Steven Universe, for those who don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of my the funny thing is that actually I watched the panel, the Momocon panel before
you showed that to me.
Yeah, before the finale came out, and she did a live version of Time Adventure from the finale, and I actually like that version better than what was in the finale.
I think you showed it to me, and you told me you got emotional.
Yeah, and like John DiMaggio's like right there, and he's like crying.
Yeah. John DiMaggio's the voice of Jake, and also Bender from Futurama. So we got 5 minutes left, So you told me to watch that, and I watched it, and even I got a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to see, like, because you see the end of a show like this, you kind of see it as the end of your childhood.
Yeah,
Not the end of it, but like it's like, okay, see ya. Let's lay this to rest. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. That song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Time Adventure.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello again.
Hey. Okay. So we were talking a little bit about Marceline and Bubblegum. So my question is, when Marceline's a little kid and Simon's looking for chicken noodle soup for her, right? And he puts on the crown and calls her Gunter and everything, and the Mother Gum brings Marceline the soup. Do you think that was the Mother Gum, or do you think that was Princess Bubblegum? Like, do you think that was the beginning of their relationship? Hey.
That's the thing.
That's a tough one.
We're not sure like exactly when Princess Bubblegum was like came out of the Mother Gum.
Yeah.
When she was sentient, I suppose, in a way.
Because I think Marceline is actually older than PB.
Think so?
Yeah, because Marceline was there before the Mushroom War.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the Mushroom War was like a nuclear holocaust, and humanity got wiped, mostly.
Yeah.
Marceline is like more than 1,000 years ago.
Yeah. It was like 800 something.
So maybe it was like the mother.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Mother Gum then?
Yeah.
Had to be the sentience of Mother Gum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And do you guys have any theories on how that gum came to be after the mushroom war?
In typical sci-fi fashion, probably something to do, right? Something
like,
to do with
we don't
like radiation and mutation. What's that?
She knows.
Oh yeah, candy. It's just candy.
Say on the microphone, because
Yeah, like
Candy, slime, fire, and ice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Yeah, because like magic started to go away. Because like magic is like actually still a thing in
Which is
in
great
the universe.
because
Yeah.
and the they talk about these like wizards in the show, and Bubblegum's a scientist, and you have her saying like magic is just science we don't understand yet. Which I'm like, I like that. That's cool. I agree to that. All right. You have any
Thank you.
Thank
No,
you.
that's it.
Sweet.
You're the
Thank you for
best.
the questions. All right. This might be the last question for the panel. Fire away.
All right. First of all, thanks for answering my other question. I now know that Adventure Time, regular show, We Bear Bears, OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, and The Amazing World of Gumball, and Steven Universe. Yeah, they're basically the 2010 Cartoon Network hexagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to that, I have to say what I should have said earlier, but I kind of forgot.
What's up?
Mathematical.
Mathematical. There you go. Awesome. I think that's the way to close the panel.
Yeah. All right.
I was expecting a stronger reaction than that, but okay.
Yeah. And with that,
no, wait. What time is it?
Adventure Time. Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
the official final question.
Thank you all for joining us here at Momocon on this wonderful Sunday. Thank you to Paleo for organizing the panel.
Yeah.
And you all have a wonderful day. See you all next time. Thank you.